Welcome back to my channel everyone. Welcome back to Petri Dish. So today I am going to discuss the chapter Conservation of Plants and Animals. So it is a part of class 8 CBSE biology syllabus and the notes will be based on the NCERT itself. So the first topic is deforestation and its causes. So as you all know that deforestation means cutting down the trees, right? So there are many reasons because of that we are cutting down the trees and which is leading to deforestation. And the main reasons are agriculture, urbanization, and also there are some natural calamities which are there like the forest fires. So the main reason, as we can say, that the population of the India is increasing, and because of that we need food. Okay, and for that we need to create the agricultural fields, and so we are cutting down the trees and the forest, and for agricultural lands we are cutting down all those trees, and which is leading to deforestation. Okay, so major cause of deforestation is agriculture and urbanization, and because of this deforestation we are leading to the loss of habitat loss and imbalance in the nature. What is habitat loss? Means the species which are living in that area, they are losing their home, they are losing their habitat, and now they are suffering and they are facing the extinction itself. As you all know that there is a place in West Bengal, that is Sundarban. There the Royal Bengal tiger lives, and we are destroying the forest, so they are coming in the locality itself and they are taking away the human beings as their food. So destruction of habitat can lead to or can affect the human life itself, so that is why we need to be careful. Okay, so species extinction is also a matter of concern here. Otherwise what will happen, the whole ecosystem will be collapsed. So that is why deforestation needs to be resisted or prevented, so that we can stop the imbalance in the nature and we can maintain the whole ecosystem and especially the food chain. Okay, deforestation leads to disturbance in the ecosystem, which can again affect the human life itself. So you need to be careful. We all need to be careful and stop it. So I hope you have understood this part. So now the consequences of deforestation. Deforestation leads to loss of biodiversity. Now what is biodiversity? Biodiversity means the different types of organisms that is living in an area, that is the biodiversity itself. So whenever we are destroying the habitat of a locality, that means we are creating imbalance in their variety of species those are living in that place. Okay, and also whenever we are cutting down the trees, that means what will happen, soil erosion will be happening there. Okay, so and it also disturb the water cycle in the ecosystem, and it reduces the rainfall. As you all know that plants do the transpiration process, and because of that rain is coming, but we are cutting down all the trees, so it will affect the rainfall itself, and that will again cause the imbalance or disturbance in the water cycle. Okay, so the whole world will turn into the desert itself. So that is why we need to stop the deforestation immediately to produce or to create a safe environment for our future. And the last thing is that the deforestation is also causing the global warming, which is a alarming condition. If the temperature of the world keep on rising, then what will happen, the glaciers will melt and it will cause different type of natural calamities and all, and it will again affect the climate. So the climate will change and we will again suffer. So because of the global warming, it will be causing flood and earth will turn into desert also. So now for the conservation of forest and the wildlife, we need to do the afforestation process. So afforestation means planting more and more trees. Okay, in a barren land, suppose this is a barren land and we are planting more and more trees. That process is known as afforestation. Okay, and the deforestation and afforestation is different. Okay, suppose there is a forest previously and human has come and they have destroyed the forest itself. Now whenever we are again rebuilding the forest, okay, after the destruction of the forest, all the place is barren, and now again we are replanting all the trees and again creating a forest. That is reforestation. Reforestation means replanting the trees. Okay, and afforestation means in a barren land we are going and we are simply planting the trees. That is afforestation. So there is a simple difference between afforestation and deforestation. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now the next part, we have to create biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Okay, so biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks are the places where the animals can live freely. We will not disturb their habitat. They will roam around freely, and they live do whatever they want. They can condition in their natural environment. They can next live, they can reproduce. Here the animals are protected. Only animals are the places in their natural can habitat live freely in this. So now we will know about the biosphere reserve. It is a large protected area where the wildlife, that is supposing of different species of plants. So whatever we are doing, we are collecting different animals and we are placing them in that place. So that is a ex situ conservation. Okay, because they are not in their natural habitat. But in wildlife sanctuaries and in biosphere reserve and national parks, they will live in their natural condition, natural habitat. So all of these three are in situ conservation. Okay, next is national park. So it protects the whole ecosystem. Okay, not only the animals or the plants, it protects the whole ecosystem. Human activity is also somehow allowed at the outer zone of these national parks. Humans can go and collect any residue from the plants for their lifestyle. Okay, and they can collect, suppose they want to collect some food itself, they can collect that, but only from the outer zone of the national park. Okay, the whole ecosystem is protected here, so that is why food chain is also protected. Next is about the endangered species and the extinct species. What are the endangered species? The species which are facing the risk of the extinction in near future, they will be extinct. That species are known as the endangered species. Okay, and what are the extinct species? Those are the species which are not available in earth right now. Okay, they have already become extinct because of these natural calamities and because of different kind of climatic changes and because of different human activities. So they are already lost. Okay, so what are the difference between this endangered and extinct species? Extinct species are already lost due to natural and environmental changes, but endangered species, they, if they are provided protection, still they can survive. Okay, so we need to stop this biodiversity loss. We need to protect the forest so that they can survive. Okay, IUCN Red Data book keeps all the record of these endangered species. That is why this book is very much important. Okay, so now the topic is migration and also the seed bank. Okay, so what is migration and why it is happening? Because somehow in some natural conditions, some species are there which are not able to tolerate the change in the nature. In the winter season, they cannot tolerate the temperature. Okay, and they come from different zone to another place. Okay, they start moving from their native place and they go into another place so that they can survive. Okay, in their native place some changes happens. Okay, and they are unable to tolerate that change, so they are moving from that place and going to another place. Okay, so different from the different countries, birds are coming to India during the winter season. Why? Because another foreign countries, they have a very low temperature during the winter season, so minus temperatures are there. So that is why birds are very small animals, they cannot survive in that zone. So they come to India during the winter season, because in India the temperature is comfortable, so they can come and they can reproduce and they can also survive, so they come. Okay, and these process of coming of any species from their native place to another place for their survival, okay, that is called the migration itself. Okay, I hope you have understood the migration and why they are doing, for surviving or for reproduce, for the reproduction. Okay, and also for collection of foods. Okay, and next is the seed bank. So what is seed bank? Now there are seed banks available where we are protecting different species of plants, like in the seed format. Okay, so we are protecting the seeds in that bank, and whenever we want, we can collect the seeds from that bank under the favorable condition. If we use those seeds, we can recreate the plants. Okay, So this is the seed bank. Now we will discuss about the flora and fauna. So you know about the biodiversity, that different varieties of organisms which are living in an organism, that total organism collection of organism is called the biodiversity. Now flora is the all the plant species of a particular region or a particular biodiversity. All the plant species is called the flora, and all the animal species that is living in a particular region or a biodiversity is called fauna. Okay, but both are essential for the ecosystem to maintain the ecological balance and to maintain the food chain, and also to maintain the natural conditions of that zone. Okay, so now we will study how to conserve the biodiversity. First step is to prevent the deforestation and also to prevent the overgrazing. So by preventing the deforestation, we can maintain the habitat of many species. Okay, and we have to use eco-friendly products. Those products which are producing the pollution or causing the pollution, we have to stop using them, and we have to go for eco-friendly products. And then we have to create awareness program. We have to engage ourselves in the tree plantation program also. Okay, so now there are festivals like Van Mahotsava during the July month, so we have to celebrate all those functions, all those programs, and we have to create awareness programs also to stop the deforestation process and to plant more and more trees, so that we can conserve the biodiversity itself and we can create a safe environment for all of us. Okay, and we can stop the pollution itself to resist the climate change. This will create a better future for all of us and for also all the other species that is living in the environment or in the world. Okay, and this is how we can also stop the in extinction of many species, and we can create a better future for all the organisms living here, which is very much crucial for our ecosystem to survive. Otherwise, if one species is going or becoming extinct, then a time will come when human will also become extinct. So that is why we need to protect the biodiversity. We need to take care of the environment itself so that we can survive. Okay, so I hope you have understood the chapter conservation of plants and animals. This is a very easy chapter with all the informations that is given. You have to remember the definition of the flora and fauna which comes in exam, and also about the biodiversity and its definition, and the difference between the deforestation and afforestation is very much crucial. Okay, so I hope you have understood all the points. So for more videos like this, follow Petri Dish.